Right now, it's not really happening.
Well, we'll see if we can get a knife upgraded to maybe a cannonball here as we go into game number 3. Zealots will grab BOE. What am I trying to say there?
I have no
Jesus.
idea.
Oh, God. Can we go home yet? Zealots pick up Battlefield of Eternity. First pick will be going over to Dignitas.
Ever since you tried to pronounce that German word, you're just done.
Zeigenwart. It sounds German.
You know how you sound like? You sound like when they do in animes, call all of their special abilities and special moves. They give them German words and then they mispronounce them. That's exactly how that sounds.
I'm okay with that.
First of all, it's not Zeige, it's Ziege.
Ziga. Ziga.
Ziege.
Siegen. Siegen. Zeigen. Zangif.
Dude, you're going down the wrong path. I can't work with that.
It's hard, man. You have to like cough when you speak German. It's weird.
The problem is you're going down a very, very dark way with your pronunciation. We're not going there, so we're just shifting the topic now.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
You're talking about winning at this point, by the way. That's, you can't.
That's what I'm saying? No?
Yeah, Siegen means win.
Ziegen. Siegen.
Yeah, and now make that and you have a go.
Zaskien.
What?
I don't know, dude.
Like, you're just making up sounds right now. Like,
No,
that's
it's
not
hard.
what
See, typically when you're like learning a new language or learning a new word, you have the benefit of being in front of a mirror, so you can work on your like enunciation. I'm in front of a camera right now, and everyone just gets to laugh as I try to figure out a word. I'm at a disadvantage.
Yeah, the thing is, you try to pick words that are just difficult for you to say. When I'm always
I
trying
tried to pick a word to tie it into our broadcast so we could have a cool moment together as co-casters.
But we always have cool moments.
That's true. We do have cool moments. I like being cool. For the draft.
Please give me that draft. Take the camera off me.
I'm cool, man. I'm hit.
Yeah, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Very. Oh, Battlefield of Eternity. We can expect a bit of a brawly matchup here, and I'm not sure if that's really in favor of Zealots. They picked the map, and they picked it for a reason. This is one of their better maps. They have 3 wins and 1 loss. It's actually insane how much better on this map they are than on any other map that they play.
Yeah.
The question just is it enough to really push Dignitas to the limit, because that's a very different beast to face.
Quack really enjoys shot calling on this map. Gets the idea of bringing people together, jumping onto a target quickly, or being decisive and pulling back on an immortal. Aether gets banned out, and Yrel will be the first pick.
I'm
interesting.
shocked. Didn't see that coming at all.
Wow.
12,000-year-old cave paintings of goats have been found in Europe.
Cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goats have been around for years. Who would have thunk?
By the way, like, I actually had a question last game. Why do we call Yrel Space Goat? Because she creates space, or because she looks spacey? Because she looks spacey.
No, the Draenei. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Wait, we actually have a reason?
Yeah, the Draenei are actually from outer space in World of Warcraft.
What?
And their planet was destroyed. I might be wrong on lore, but I feel like this is being really truthful. Their planet was destroyed. They came to Azeroth through a portal, if I remember correctly. And Yrel, because she looks like a goat, is now a space goat.
From outer space?
Because the Draenei came from space. And Draenei is what race she's in.
Do they have super strength, can fly, and have eye laser beams?
That planet is
called Krypton. I heard that story before.
This is basic lore. I have no idea. I'm hearing that I'm like 90% right, so we're going to go with that. But that's why she's called Space Goat, because the Draenei are from space and she looks like a goat.
I think it's the other way around. She looks spacey and she's a goat.
Okay, we'll go with that too. Let's just ignore the truth.
Outer space girls and, like, yeah. Like, do they have ships? Spaceships?
Why are you asking me like I'm some kind of lore expert? I'll sound confident. I'll go confident. Yes, they do have spaceships, Caldor.
Dude, I called her Space Goat because she looks spacey and she looks like a goat. That was it. I didn't know we actually had a reason for it.
Then the aesthetic has been hit. That's the aesthetic they were going for. That's a win.
Okay. So we have Phoenix and Liming again. This is a stable that we saw for Zealots a bit, and they picked that guy away, so that's at least the first one. But we have Yrel for the solo lane, Murden again for the setups, Hanzo even, not banned out, not taken away.
So the race for Dignitas will be great because of the Scatter Arrow builds.
Didn't see Tyrael coming.
Tyrael gives him a little bit of a hard engage though, right? Like, it's helpful, especially if you're going to pair it with something else.
At least not with that setup. I mean, again, they played a lot of battlefields, and when we're looking towards them, they played Tyrael once, and that didn't quite work out. With Phoenix, they're 3-0 on the map. Li Ming was also good for them. They played her 3 times in 2-1, but now with Zeratul, oh god. Zeratul, Murden, Urel to jump onto Phoenix and Li Ming.
Yeah. That is a moment where your Li Ming is shivering in her boots.
Tyrael pops up for... I mean, not only Zealots, we've seen Leftovers play Tyrael a few times.
Method did it too, also on this battleground a long time ago. It's been a few weeks, but they did enjoy Tyrael. There's always that holy ground factor you can consider.
Yeah.
Dehaka.
I mean, again, we're talking about Dignitas here, but I'm looking at what Zealots have, if that's going to be in any way enough.
Yeah. Like, you have the theory that Dehaka can come in for the flank, try and get in the back line, you have Tyrael to come help out, and maybe you can find a Hanzo drag. But the protection is pretty nice here for Team Dignitas, especially with that 4 armor coming on from Urel. Then you have Zeratul, who just... he introduces chaos to any fight that he's in.
It's just really tough to get past the fact that you have Dignitas playing like number 1 against the number 8 right now. So it's just not looking at the draft, but it's always, when you look at a lot of drafts, and I feel this is one of them on Dignitas' side, it's always the question, okay, you have the draft that seems to be strong if you have the level of execution for it. But you know Dignitas has that. So right now, that Zeratul alone already terrifies me when you're jumping on anyone here. And Murden here, JPL very likely. I mean, we could see a full Stormbolt build by him again. He lost to go perfect Storm here. Even against the poke that we're seeing from Zealots, I wouldn't put it past him. And then just let some of the sustain go and just go for a raise on the Immortal with him.
All right, well, here we go. Team Dignitas looking to grab that 3-0. Here on the left side, Snitch playing Zeratul, Zalia on Malfurion, Poik on Hanzo, Wubby on Urel, and JPL on Murderden.
And towards the right side of the map, we have their opponents. Zealots are 0-2 at this point, but they're trying to get the win here. Deckard Kane played by Shad, Quark Nix on Li Ming, Chris on Phoenix, therefore. We're seeing Robadoba on Tyrael, and Dehaka played by Zarmany. Off lane for him.
Dehaka's going to be pivotal for the Zealots here if they want to get that win.
Not a surprise, by the way, to see a perfect Storm take, and we just mentioned that.
Yep.
But we have seen on this map also the level 4 talent picked up.
Sledgehammer.
And that's a completely different beast. Then it's really... Whatever with the beast steps. All right, fair enough. Yeah, then it's a question really on how much stacks do you get. Do you raise the Immortal? Do you just take the structures down with it? But you give up a lot of the sustain on the hero. But that's definitely something that I wouldn't put past JPL here.
It puts your opponent in this weird spot where when they're defending the Immortal, typically you want to try and eat that poke from your opponent, as you want to make sure that they're not getting damage on the Immortal. So if you get a Sledgehammer, you get the best of both worlds. You get damage on the Immortal, and you also get the perfect Storm talent built out. But again, as you mentioned, sustain could be an issue.
I mean, you can already see a little bit of what we're seeing down at the bot lane from Dignitas' perspective. They're looking for the Stormbolt. Poik is trying to wait a little bit to see if JPL can land that, and then follows up with the damage. That relieves Phoenix nearly immediately from his shields. If they can, in addition to that, then rotate Zeratul, then it's even better. But Zeratul has now made his way to the top lane. Tries to be a bit sneaky there to steal that camp together with Urel. But the Zealots are reacting. They're going straight down to the bottom of the map and attempting to get one of the Khazra chems of their own. But Dignitas is invading that right away.
Dignitas is even like dancing around the Immortals either. They are actually dashing past these mercenary camps to get Stormbolts out, trying to buy time so they're going to rotate down if they do want to contest this.
Yeah. And that's exactly what's happening here. They're not even trying to go for the camp themselves. They're just trying to delay it for as long as possible. Dehaka moves down. Okay.
Urel just pushes top. This is okay then.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that they would sacrifice that, because the problem if you do that early on is you are really, really saying we need this drag to connect, and if it doesn't, we're most likely going to lose some experience. Now they're rotating top quickly. Ruby is already zoning that out. Yep, there's a bit of a slowdown, and they definitely lost a couple of minions here. Not too many. Worked out better than I expected. Dehaka was still able to push a laner before he went down. They lost a few of experience point, but not really too much. I expected it to be worse.
They do spread out though, which opens up Dignitas move over to the Merc camp, which they'll do here on the left side. And they don't quite have 4, which is where Hanzo's like, hey, I want that 4. I want to be able to have that extra damage in. They should be able to clear that up pretty nicely while JPL holds the bottom lane. Same can be said for the Zealots though, as they send Li Ming back.
Yeah, also level 4s and Sledgehammer called it. There we go. JPL again, trying to get the structural damage and also the damage against the Immortals, trying to race it a little bit faster.
Little cool maneuver here for Shad. Drops all the potions. That way he can back. His teammates can heal up. Finish off this camp without him. He'll make sure to have all that mana. JPL keeping up with the Storm Bolts, by the way, sitting at a total of 9 stacks right now. Looking pretty darn solid, helpful with that damage.
And they are also starting to raise that Immortal now, and especially Hanzo, of course, is going to do solid work here. And they have so much race potential with that. And also Zeratul to just interrupt any kind of cohesive coordination that we see from Zealots themselves. Roba-Doba, bit deep here. But JPL again is just moving in, pokes with the Stormbolt there. Needs to be a bit careful as Zarmani is trying to connect the drag, but doesn't have anyone that he can really aim at here. Zeratul has always with the cleave now the option to rotate into the lane and push that out too. As JPL is just continuing his stacking process and trying to see if another Stormbolt can connect here for him.
Solid pressure though in the top lane, and I can't pushing in. Phoenix will help out with that as well. As Zeratul actually pushes the bottom lane.
Exactly, and that's the problem. Zeratul pushes the bot lane, and that's experience lost for the Zealots. Zealots push the top lane, but Urel is there to gather all of those. So that's already not quite a level lead, but we're approaching that pretty quickly. And if Zeratul rotates back down and takes another wave, that would be Dignitas losing, Zealots losing even more, and that's exactly what he does right now. Zealots can't play this game. They have to rotate someone around it.
Zarmani gets a little bit of damage here, finally on this Immortal at the bottom, as Zealots finally make some moves, but again, the halftime show connects.
Yeah, and there's the Haka now. So he finally moved down that he had to, but they already lost a fair chunk of XP down there.
And now the race will begin. Team Dignitas should be able to grab this. Zealots know this, so they're going to play defense. Rotate over. But the same story. Dahaka comes forward, tries to go for a drag. The immediate route allows Poik to also jump out. And he'll be just fine as Wobby steps up and needs to drag.
Yeah, and JPL is now poking, as does the rest of the team, and Zealots are, well, again, at the bot lane in a situation where they're going to lose lane experience if they don't rotate someone in. Dahaka is forced to move in. Zeratul rotates into the middle, and you can now see if they can make a jump and maybe even kill a hero here, and if not, then at least go straight for the Immortal itself. And that's what we're seeing. They take it, nearly full shields here as well, and that's a great start. JPL getting a few more Stormbolts in, sitting at 15 stacks right now.
He has 15 stacks! Wobby in the middle, though, going for those regen globes might be in trouble, but maybe it was all a bait, as he actually turns around and jumps straight on top of Robo-Doba, who uses Yellow Druid to get out. Team Dignitas able to grab the regen globes and get to push in the top lane.
And half a level ahead too at that. So it's exactly that small... This is the small tickle of experience that we mentioned earlier. You have a hero that has a lot of wave clear, so you can rotate onto the lane while everyone has that stand-up in the middle. You clear the wave quickly, you interrupt the rotation from your opponent down, so they lose out on the wave. And if you keep doing that, that just gives you that experience lead that you need to have the earlier talent advantage, and then you can use that in the push. And that's exactly what's happening here. Early level 7 together with the Immortal, push that through. Zealots can't really engage into it because they're going up against a strong level 7 talent, and they need their own. So that's an immediate fort taken down. That snowballs experience even more in your favor, where you have a 1.5 level lead. You're not even done. Taking down a few more structures.
This is where that level 7 also comes in line for Hanzo. Gosh, he is just putting out scatter arrows like crazy.
And look at the minimap to the bot lane. Now Zeratul makes the rotation just in time to make sure that he can catch the experience there, as Dahaka was there already. Needs to be careful. So Zarmani was actually trying to slow him down a little bit, but Snitch moves in, takes the XP, so Zealots can't even close the gap.
So now you're in a spot where you are faced with a decision of, do we try to soak as much as we can here before that 10 hits for Dignitas and they get the next Immortal phase, or do we try to force a fight? And if we do try to force a fight, where are we going to do that? And you can do it around a mercenary camp. So Zarmani actually here in the bottom starts that merc camp as Zealots are grouping up, but JPL just steps forward knowing that not all 5 are here yet.
Yeah, and this is one of these moments where it's also, if you force the fight, you need to win it. So you can't just simply YOLO into any fight. You need to make sure that you have a positional advantage, for example. You want to bait it a little bit, but you don't want to end up in a spot where you lose that fight, because if you do, falling even farther behind, and then it starts an avalanche. And that's exactly the situation that the Zealots are in right now. But they have a 5-man at the bot lane, and that's the advantage that they're now trying to run. But that also means that up at the top, look at Urel. She pushes this in aggressively, keeps the minion wave there. Zarmani is actually hearthing back because he's trying to get that experience, but it immediately triggers the aggression from Dignitas. They're going down. Up to the top, Urel has pushed the wave out, so that means more experience is now lost to the Zealots. That was 2 waves originally. Towers are down 2. Dignitas just continuing this game. Zealots are too slow on the rotations get interrupted. Dignitas is better in pushing these out, and that's through the wave clear they have. Wave clearing Urel, wave clear on Zeratul. Just very coordinated macro game from them.
Exactly. If you're the team ahead, realize when you can give things up, wait for the experience we need to come your way, and that's what we just saw there from Team Dignitas. They poked a little bit, danced, but never fully committed to the idea of taking that Merc camp. They grabbed their camp to the left here, though. That'll be pushing in the bottom lane while they have a nice cushiony experience lead with the Immortal phase popping out.
Yeah, now we have that level 10 advantage, so you can try and force a fight here. One hero is already enough to zone that out. Still Zeratul pushing the lane out. Zealots have now heroes on both lanes because they want to have the double experience so that they can get to level 10 closer. But it allows the halftime show to be taken by Dignitas for free. And now they're trying to even get a little bit more. It depends again on positioning of the Immortals. But bot lane is now pressured by the camp that Dignitas has taken before that. So it's not only that they got the level 10, they also took the camp at the same time. And now Zealots have to fight on 3 fronts at the same time.
Zealot's trying to get that 10. Robodoba holding as much as he can. He gets stunned right away. Might take a lot of damage here. Gets down to about quarter HP. He might actually fall. He gets picked off, but the bottom lane Snitch in trouble too, trying to escape away. He has that Void Prison though he can use. He uses it. Chris is going to go for the teleport though and try and get a kill on Snitch. Snitch goes for the possible teleport at the top left, goes to the right, goes for the juke, tries to stay alive, should eventually fall. But he bought some time.
It's a 4-man commitment here, and they take him down. That takes a bit of the pressure of the Immortal push away, but only if they can keep the rest alive, and that might not even happen. Burrow used by Zarmany, gets attacked here again. Lornado also used, but here's the Immortal. Urel, by the way, rotated to the top lane to catch the experience as the wave was pushing in. Now the fight at the bottom is initiated again by Hanzo Arrow, and Dehaka is down. Judgment being used. Interesting enough, without Planet Cracker. I actually thought that if they go for Judgment, they would use Planet Cracker instead of the Salvo.
Judgment down. Fort next. Shield still here for Team Dignitas on this Immortal. Already grouping up for another push. They have Zeratul leading his way into. And they're back to level 13. Urel jumps over the wall. This is something that Wubby does actually a lot. Tries to pull away space from his opponents and just hops back over the wall. It's kind of disgusting to see that.
And that's level 13. 2-level lead. Still an Immortal that they have to push. The wall's gone, and that's going to be the attempt to go straight for the keep itself. Nice salvo attempt, but Chris gets interrupted. That would have been a good one. That would have been a lot of damage, but they're going in again. Trying to go for Zarmany. Just came back. He died a few seconds ago, and once more he goes down. And that's not only true for the Little Dinosaur. They're also seeing the Keep fall, and that's 10 minutes into the game. Keep number 1 eliminated.
They'll have to be careful. There's a VP up at 3 seconds and a Dragon Zero. If they group up too much, Team Dignitas can go for the kill. Maybe try to grab the win here. Stormbolt connects. Tornado comes out too from Shad. Zealots hold and they defend. Dignitas, they back away, realizing no opportunity is going to present itself.
There's also 28 stacks now on the Stormbolt, and that of course makes things even worse when it comes to the burst that we see from Muradin that he adds to the entire Immortal race setup. Are you a little bit surprised to not see a Planet Cracker considering that they go Judgment? I really expected them, if they commit to Judgment, to go for Planet Cracker. Try and go Judgment in, Planet Cracker afterwards. Ideally connected with Deckard Cain as well.
I guess the Judgment doesn't give you too much of a lockdown, so if you go for a Planet Cracker, sure you have the first initial brunt of damage, but someone should be able to walk out of that.
Yeah, but again, that's why you have Deckard, right?
Yeah,
at least that's what I thought. I mean, why else would you take it? Who follows up on that? Only Li Ming?
Yeah, Li Ming goes in. You can maybe get a decent salvo if someone sets up to try and help. But yeah, it maybe would have been a little bit better. A little bit of salvo comes out, puts some damage on Hanzo. He's jumping out. A drag does connect. Can they get the kill here? Judgment afterwards, straight onto Zeratul. He blinks away. Zelia comes up with the big silence, and Serial is left by his lonesome in the back.
Yeah, and Robodoba is extremely low, and Snitch wants the kill. Does not get it just yet, but JPL is making up for it. Moves in, takes him down, and Mubi going deep. Ardent Defender is ready for him. And here comes the arrow. Great arrow. And the jump down goes to Haka. This is getting a bit ridiculous here.
Should be a kill here on Quack. There it is. One on Chris as well.
Okay. 4-man kill. 4 down, 3-level lead. 7 kills against 1. I feel a bit sorry for the Zealots here. Dignitas is having some fun.
Yeah. It's Immortal time. Dignitas will hop on it. They have plenty of time to clear it up, too. 5 more seconds before Li Ming and Chris is back.
I mean, at this point, you know where the bar's at, right?
Yeah.
Dignitas is literally the bar in Europe right now. Makes it even more impressive for the teams that were able to take the maps off Dignitas and really push them into a disadvantaged position. But now, if you're Zealots, you need a little miracle if you really want to turn this around. And they're trying for a fight. I mean, around that, this is the only fight they get, and they're going for Hanzo. They're trying to take him down. But Poik is absolutely unimpressed here. He's not nervous today. Quacknick's already on the move back. Snitch with the damage moving in. 16 is going to be there in just a few seconds. Zealots want that 13. Arrow connects. Whoopi is in. And the Lornado saving them for now, but I'll scratch that. Tyrael falls anyways.
Meanwhile, Catapults are making their way to the bottom. Immortal making its way to the top. Zealots have to clean up the map, and they have to deal with the Dignitas that's trying to kill them. Quack taking a little bit of damage already from Snitch here. Gets hit. Has the Whirlpool Blade on him, but not going to fully commit to that. Instead, goes to the top and pushes in with this Immortal. And Team Dignitas looks to get aggressive. They have a core on their eyes.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, this Immortal has full shields, 100%, and they're just diving in deep, trying to get these kills. 16 versus 13, nearly 17. They're looking at a 4-level lead in a few seconds. Here comes the setup. They're going for Chris. He's low, gets healed barely, but Snitch is finishing him off anyways. Down he goes. Shat is number 2. Deckard down, and that's going to be the core for sure. The Immortal is already on its way, and the rest of the team is still brawling, trying to take Quacknick's down. Whoopi is going to eliminate him. Down he goes. Triple kill. Snitch goes down again. Second time in this series that he dies. Like, he is feeding a little bit too much for my liking.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of seeing this actually happening.
Yeah.
Team Dignitas could really use another player that doesn't feed as much. Team Dignitas gets the big win, though, and gives a 3-0. As they will get multiple kills, 12-2, and Dignitas makes it look easy.
Go to the king, baby. That's just Dignitas.
Yeah, top of the bar right now, and that means they will conclude this phase here on online play with a 7-0 in their matches. Currently undefeated here in the second phase of the HGC. And meanwhile, on the other side, Zealots, they have grown a lot in the last couple of weeks, but still have yet to get a single win here in HGC, and we'll be looking towards them getting those big victories in phase 2.
It's really impressive what Dignitas showcases here. We've been trying to talk a little bit about the things that you might be able to emulate in your own games, and also showing how especially the rotational game that we have from Dignitas gives them oftentimes an advantage in experience that then translates to a talent lead, translates to an objective, and just snowballs that entire idea. Also the discipline that you have on Dignitas, as on Infernal Shrines, just name one example, they gave up on the keep and said, okay, just let it go, we're going to take it later, but for now we don't want to overstay here. But yeah, they are looking absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see them at the Western Clash, to be honest. I want to see what they can do on the international stage here. They looked fantastic at the mid-season brawl, but they said, hey, we want to come out even stronger. We want to bring the fight to Korea. Western Clash is going to be the first step on the way to BlizzCon, and BlizzCon is what matters here. And right now, what impresses me most is that they never let go. They're never getting complacent.
Sure. And that's something that's also that I'm looking forward to at the Western Clashes, where we knew that when they go to offline events, they get into situations where they start off a little bit on the slower side and then kind of work up towards the end. I want to see if they've gotten rid of that, because that's the main focus for them this phase here, to work on making sure that their game 1, game 2, that they are at full capacity.
Yeah. No, it's definitely true. It's something that Snitch actually talked about a little bit, where he said, it's a bit rough for us sometimes in the first game. We need a bit of a warm-up, and we're trying to work on that. And I think they have. And today, I mean, that was one of the cleanest series that we have seen all phase long.
Yep, Dignitas continuing to do well, and you'll see more of them at the Western Clash alongside our other 3 teams here for Europe. It's going to be HGC North America taking on Europe. It's going to be a solid weekend on August 10th. Make sure you check out those tickets. Again, we're trying to let you guys know there's a few more available, so go pick them up. Friday and Saturday in particular, we need some people to come sit and hang out with us. Caldor and I will be out in the audience whenever we're not casting, so you can say hi to us if you want. Pretty sure you can say hi to Gilly and Jayha as well. I don't want to speak for them, but they're pretty friendly. Let's go over to Snitch here for Team Dignitas, as he is going to be celebrating this victory. An undefeated phase so far for you, buddy. Look at those dance moves. Where are you getting those from?
First of all, you have no reason to dance. You've been feeding like crazy in that series.
Yeah,
your entire team not dying, and you're the only one. 2 deaths in the last game. How do you excuse that?
It's really disappointing, actually. We all thought Whoopi was trolling, but actually it was me that was feeding. So I guess I was trolling, which is kind of a shame.
That is unfortunate, Snitch. I am actually very upset with you.
We forgive you.
Let's talk about the Western Clash, actually, because you guys did go undefeated. Congratulations on that. But the Western Clash is obviously your next big goal. It's been what you've been working on for the last few weeks, mentioning that you've been trying to get stronger when your first game comes out, your second game, or even the first day at a major tournament. How are you feeling right now as you prepare for that Western Clash?
I think we feel really confident. We feel like we're gelling really well. Even though this phase was meant to be harder, and I think the competition did step up, I think we still performed really well all the way through. And obviously the undefeated season speaks for itself. So yeah, I think, having this part that we did makes us feel really confident going into the Clash, and I think we're just excited to play.
Follow-up question: if you were to give me 2 teams right now that's going to the Western Clash, who would be your biggest competition?
I think we're looking at 2 of the 3 of, I guess, Liquid, Method, and Heroes Hearth. I think these 3 teams are probably, going to be our closest competition in the event. Unless, I think Heroes Hearth are the only team in North America that looks super stable right now. Obviously, with Temperstorm going through the changes that they did, seems like they haven't quite found their footing yet. But Heroes Hearth have looked really, really strong in pretty much all of their games. And, obviously the other teams attending from Europe, even leftovers, could surprise us. So, yeah, I think that's what we're looking at mostly.
Awesome, man. I'm going to send you over to Caldor.
So for me, the main question is simply, what's next for you guys? Are you going to have a boot camp? Do you go to an A little bit sooner to adjust to jet lag in the time zone? Or what's on the menu now?
Yeah, we're planning to start boot camp from the. We're traveling on the 31st. We're going to start boot camping from the 1st in North America. We're going to California specifically. We thought it was a good idea, obviously to adjust to the jet lag and also get a little bit of a feel for some of the North American teams. We have some scrims planned with some of them. So just to get a better feel of the meta going into the Clash.
Have you already researched some of the North American teams? You mentioned Heroes Hearth a little bit earlier. Have you looked closer into their games and maybe Temperstorm as well? Or was that just a general idea what you expect from their play?
I mean, obviously we watched, some of the North American HGC, but I think this patch actually coming up for the Clash will change quite a lot as well. So I think it's tough to, make a big call on how the teams will play ahead of time, because I do think this patch will shake up a few things, obviously with the era nerfs and the Deca nerfs, stuff like that. Like, a lot of the meta heroes are getting targeted in the upcoming patch. So it's tough to make a call on how I think they'll play at the Clash, but we definitely respect them as teams going in.
Do you feel that there's maybe an advantage for one region or another, even including Korea, and this already looking a bit towards BlizzCon, now that we have the 3rd ban? Do you feel that impacts one region more than another because of heroes that are getting played and hero diversity? Or do you think it's hitting everyone the same?
I feel like it's probably hitting everyone the same. And maybe on a team-by-team basis, it's better to look at rather than like region by region. I think, some teams will get hit harder or benefit more, and some teams will suffer more. I don't think between the regions there'll be much of a difference.
All right, you guys had an amazing series today. Extremely clean, so congratulations to that. And I'm looking forward to see you guys in the US.
Thank you.
All right, Snitch, I'm going to go ahead and let you go so you can start preparing for the Western Clash, obviously boot camps, etc., 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 and of course, Poik in a song. But before you go, you got shout-outs for me, man.
Shout out to my team, played a really clean part and series today. Shout out to Dignitas and our sponsors and all of our fans watching at the Discord. Wowee. Well, my girlfriend's actually visiting me, so she's been supporting me recently, so a little shout out to her. And thank you to all the fans in Twitch chat for watching.
There you go. Simple and easy. Dignitas comes out. He's a 3-0 for Zealots, and they are 7-0 when it comes to online play here for the HGC.